Hey guys, it's Archon, and if you're like me, as soon as you hit level 90, you want to start going after that item level so you can get into those raids and start having some fun, but you might not know everything you need to do to start getting your item level up. So I just want to make this quick video for you guys showing you how you can start getting geared for raiding as soon as you hit max level. Now actually, it's going to start a little bit before you get to level 90. Right around level 88, you're going to want to start questing in Town Long Steps. Town Long Steps quests will give you Shadow Pan rep. And Shadow Pan is one of the many reputations you're going to want to get in Mist of Pandaria, so you can use your Justice points and your Valor points to buy gear. Now, in Cataclysm and Wrath of the Lich King, you didn't need to get reputation to spend these points. You just spend them automatically at a vendor. But now you're going to need to get reputation. There's a lot of different reputations, and each of those has a vendor that you can spend your Justice points and your Valor points at. So from 88 to 89, you'll do the Town Long Steps quests. They'll get you some of that Shadow Pan rep. And then at 89, you'll go over to Dread Wastes. Dread Wastes is going to give you Claxy rep, and that's one of the first reps you'll be needing to spend your Valor points to get some big upgrades. So make sure you do all of the Dread Waste quests. This will also get you some high item level gear so you can start doing some heroics as soon as you hit 90. Now once you hit level 90, there are 4 things you can do to start getting some upgrades. You can do instances, you can do dailies, you can work on professions, and you can do PvP. And I think you're going to want to work on all of these. So as far as instances go, you have heroics, scenarios, and challenges. Heroics are going to be the fastest way to replace some of those lower level items with 463s. It's also going to get you some Valor points. So before you max out your Valor points each week, which is 1,000, you're going to do random queues on the heroics. And the random queues will give you some bonus Valor, and it'll help fill up that Valor points for each week. And then once you know you're going to hit your Valor anyways, you might as well start queuing for specific instances. So you can look in the dungeon journal, figure out what pieces you need, which bosses drop those, and then queue up just for those instances so you can get your pieces as soon as possible. Scenarios are another quick way to get Valor points. And there's also a daily scenario each day that will give you some bonus Valor points. Now, the scenarios themselves don't drop loot, but at the very end you'll get a little treasure box, and occasionally that'll have a 463 blue. It's kind of a little bonus, but there's no way to know what it's going to be, so you can't farm out specific slots the way you can in heroics. It's mostly to get some extra Valor points. The third type of instance is a challenge, and this is where you go through the heroics with a lower item level and you try to beat a certain time. But there's a daily challenge every day, and those give you some extra Valor points. You're going to need a pre-made group of 5 to get through it, just to queue up, but if you have that, you might as well do the daily and get those extra Valor points. Okay, aside from instances, you're going to want to be doing dailies every day. And the first dailies you're going to want to do are in Vale of the Eternal Blossom. This is where the main alliance and the main horde cities are. And there's a pagoda in the middle of Vale of the Eternal Blossom, and there you can pick up daily quests that will give you reputation for Golden Lotus. Now, Golden Lotus reputation is really important because there's 2 other reputations that you can't even start doing dailies for until you get revered with Golden Lotus. So if you can only do 1 set of dailies each day, make sure it's the Golden Lotus ones in Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Once you get honored with them, you'll get another set of quests and it'll start going a little bit quicker. But you want to get that revered so you can start grinding out the August Celestials and the Shadow Pan reps, which again you can't start doing until you hit revered with Golden Lotus. The next really important daily quest hub is the Claxy. You get Claxy reputation from the Dread Waste quests. There's dailies in the Dread Wastes, and you want to make sure you're doing those every day because as soon as you get honored with them, you can get an epic neck piece, and as soon as you get revered, you can get a bunch of other pieces as well. And I'll go ahead and post a link in the description so you can see which epics you get from each area. Now once you hit honored with Golden Lotus, Claxy, and Shadow Pan, you'll be able to buy 458 blues with your Justice points. Now these aren't quite as good as the 463 blues you get from heroics or scenarios, but they might be good for filling some extra pieces that you haven't been able to find an upgrade for yet. Also, for being honored with each of these reputations, you get 1 of the 489 epics you can buy with Valor points. So with Shadow Pan, you get a back. With Golden Lotus, you get a ring. With the Claxy, you get a neck piece, and with the August Celestials, you get bracers. Dailies will also give you lesser charms, and these lesser charms, you get about 2 per daily quest, and they add up. Once you get 90, you can turn them in for 3 greater charms at Vale of Eternal Blossom at the main city. Now you can only turn that in once, so you can only get 3 each week, but you want to make sure you're getting your 90 lesser charms each week, which shouldn't be a problem if you're doing all of your dailies anyways. Now these greater charms can be used to get extra loot rolls on bosses. So when you down a boss, if you have greater charms already, after the boss is down, it'll pop up and ask you if you want to do another roll for items, and you can choose to use one of your charms to do that. You're not guaranteed an item, you're just guaranteed 1 more chance as if you'd killed the boss a second time. And again, you can get 3 of those a week by turning in 90 lesser charms. And of course, once you hit Revered with Golden Lotus, you can go to the main city and pick up the quests for August Celestials and Shadow Pan and start grinding out those reps too, and that'll open up more items you can buy with your Justice and Valor points. Now there are two other reputations that you can choose if you want to grind or not, and that's the Tillers and the Anglers. The Tillers are farmers and the Anglers are fishermen. The Tillers quests start in the middle of the Valley of the Four Wind, and the Anglers quests start at the main city in Vale of Eternal Blossom. So the anglers I think you only want to do if you're doing fishing. The tillers will help you with cooking, but I think it's good to do them either way. They're still going to give you valor points and those lesser charms, and you can also get a lot of money doing the tillers quests. The tillers quest is kind of like Farmville or Harvest Moon. You're going to grow crops, and the next day you come back and you harvest the crops. But a lot of the crops that you can grow, especially as you get your reputation up higher, sell for a lot on the auction house. And you can even grow some of the harder to find mats that you might need for your professions. And professions is another way that you can get your item level up. Most professions will allow you to make 463 blues or 476 epics, and those can be some big upgrades for the slots you're still missing. So I'll put a link in the description, and that'll show you which slots you can get from each profession. And then you want to make sure you're leveling those professions both to earn some extra money and to get those upgrades. One profession specifically that I think everyone is going to want to level up is archaeology. Now, if you played Kata, you know that archaeology didn't give that great of items, but they've said they're upgrading it for Mists of Pandaria. Archaeology is going to be easier to level, and it's going to give better items. And it also allows you to do one more daily every day with the Golden Lotus. So you can get to Revered faster, and you can start doing Shadow Pan and August Celestial quests even quicker. So I really think you should start leveling up your archaeology if you haven't already. The fourth way to get some upgrades and get your item level up is going to be PvP. Now, before Mists of Pandaria, PvP items weren't that great for PvE because the PvP stats would replace the PvE stats. But now, in Mists of Pandaria, the PvP stats are in addition to the PvE stats, and therefore they're just as good as any other PvE item. You're just not getting the set bonuses. So you want to make sure that you're maxing out your conquest points each week because you can get some 489 epics that are great for raiding. At the very least, you want to make sure you're doing the call to arms or a random battleground every day. But if you want to make sure that you're maxing out conquest and getting those 489s as fast as possible, you're going to have to do more battlegrounds than that. Now, one more way to get epics before you start doing raiding is world bosses, specifically the Shah of Anger. The Shah of Anger is a world boss that spawns in one of 5 locations in Kunlai Summit every 1 to 2 hours. Now, on high population servers, there's going to be groups already waiting for him to spawn and kill him right away. You can just go to Kunlai Summit and spam general chat until you get into one of those groups, and then hopefully you're the group that tags him and gets the kill. It might take a while. On low population servers, he's probably just walking around most of the time, and you're going to have to find a group, maybe in Stormwind or with your guild, to just go out to Kunlai Summit and kill him together. He's a pretty easy fight, and he drops 476 epics, and you can also use those greater charms on him to get some extra loot rolls if you haven't started raiding yet. Now, the item level that you need before you can start raiding is mostly going to depend on the guild you're raiding with or the pickup group you're raiding with. Some guilds might only require a 455 item level to start raiding, while some pickup groups might require a 465 to get into those normal raids. Now, you can start doing the raid finder instances once you hit 463 item level, and then the harder ones you need 470 item level. The raid finders don't give quite as good of loot. You only get 476 epics opposed to 489, but they're really quick to get into and they're really easy. You can blow right through them and get some fast epics so you can start getting those upgrades to do the normal raids. And that's everything I think you should be doing once you hit 90 to get ready for raiding. Now, hopefully this has helped you out. Hopefully this will get you in those raids faster. If you have any questions or you want to play with me or just hang out, you should come on over to the live stream sometime. I live stream on twitch.tv most days from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. And we just have a lot of fun. We hang out, we do some heroics, some battlegrounds, and some raids, of course. So please stop by sometime, check it out. Also, if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be making more videos like this, and I'll have another one for you soon. Thanks for watching, guys.